we can just get started on the content library. Now, you probably have a lot of your own content. If you want to import the starter content, there's just stock images and samples. But I'm guessing we can go ahead and hit the create content button
Okay.
at the top right. What you're looking at here on the left is the create content screen where all of the action happens. On the right is just the preview of what it looks like on Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
So it's showing you Instagram by default right here. So you can
Nice.
get a look for what it's going to look like. Right now, of course, there's nothing to see. If you want to share a URL, so like when you're in Facebook, the entire post is clickable to a URL. That is where you share the URL. If you upload a video, you're limited to 1 minute through here. If
Gotcha.
you want a longer video, you can share the URL and share the YouTube link.
Gotcha. With the images, one thing that I noticed on Instagram is I can do multiple pages. So for instance, if I have a carousel,
Mm-hmm.
so with the carousel, I can do like 3 or 4, whatever slides. Can I do that on here as well?
You can. So
Awesome.
if you click add images, so here you can upload the images if you've already got them. So if
Mhm.
you have a sample like that, or you can go straight into Canva if
That's
you have
okay.
a Canva account.
So I do have a Canva account, so I definitely would go in here.
Go ahead and click Instagram post. That is
Mhm.
the size I tend to use for all of our posts. And you do need to click this every day, every time you read the cookie and allow the cookie and here. But then here you can have access to your folders. It looks like it found your login, so your projects are there.
Okay, so see, this is the one that I just did. I think I scheduled it for today. So I'm gonna say embed design, or I'm gonna say save media.
Save media.
Okay.
Now you can add an image next to it, and you can go to where you found that and choose the second one. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, okay, okay. And so I would do it all the way. And
Yeah.
okay. Yay, I love that. Okay.
But I do want to tell you, so let's say you looked at this and you're like, oh no, there's a typo. I spelled one of those words wrong, or I forgot to add my URL or something. In
Mhm.
order to change these, you can click the little pencil underneath it. Whichever one you want to change, it pulls it back up for you. So you can edit it here. So once you've saved this content library and you have hundreds of posts, you can always go back and edit it and change what it says. So if there's something you want to refresh or change the color on, or you just click that little pencil and you can go into the design.
I love that. Okay, good. So I don't have to go into Canva, update it, or edit it, and then
Right.
put it back in, so I can just kind of do everything from here.
Right.
That's amazing. Okay.
The couple other things to look at when you're on this screen. So if you see the very top line on this white box on the left, require approval. So that means that everything we've created for you, your account is set up to not require anybody to approve it. If
Nice.
you need somebody to approve it, or you want to start working with a team and you want it to be unapproved first, so it won't accidentally post, you can change that setting so everything requires approval by default. The next button next to it is the little recycle arrow.
Mhm.
If you turn on recycling, you will have some additional options for posting content. Sometimes you want recycling, sometimes you don't. If you're going to do a drip campaign, for example, so let's say you have one image and you want to drip that out over 3 times. So you want it to recycle that same graphic, but
Mhm.
have 3 different captions. That's when you turn on the recycle.
Got it. Okay. So for instance, my Instagram caption may be different from my LinkedIn caption.
Right.
So I is that where I would use the recycle as well?
That you can do in captions. So I'll share with that. You're going to love this part. So now
I'm already excited.
your cursor is on the line at the top. That's the title. Mostly it's an internal setting. However, if you're posting a video or uploading a video, the title does show on the Facebook post. And I believe it does in YouTube as well. So it's important to know what you put there, but for the most part, for static or animated posts, that is invisible. So
Gotcha.
it's an
Okay.
internal title that you can title things. So when I first started using this, I would did a lot of things by a calendar. So I would put the date that it was going to post there is what I used
Mhm.
it for. So it
Okay.
was easier to put it to the calendar. But just know that's mostly internal unless you're doing video, and then the title does show.
Okay.
Then under captions is our next tab we'll look at. Here on the captions, this is a real powerful tool too. So you can type in a caption right now, just something testing. This is a great caption, whatever you want to say. First, you can add emojis with the little smiley face. So if you click there, some of the commonly used emojis or your popular ones will start showing up. Like if you started using some, your frequently used one would show
Okay.
up. And the next is the customizing per platform button. This allows you to write a different caption for each platform. So, of course, what I do is I write the same thing for all of them. And then for Instagram, I remove the link. And for Twitter, I make it shorter. And for LinkedIn, sometimes if I'm posting to my personal, I will change it to say I instead of we, like my company name, you know. So that saved hashtags button is really powerful as well. So if you click that, it allows you to add and manage hashtags. And I may show you some examples, but I have a client who says, I want every single post to have my tagline. And so every time I don't have to retype it, I can just hit that button and it adds the saved text and it posts it in there. Like if you had Simply Kashana, my tagline, make today great, whatever it is, you want to always include that, or you have something, that you always want to use. You will want to name it. Like if you have stuff you always want to use, you could just call it always, you know, or whatever you want to do need to name it. But yeah, perfect.
This is crazy. Oh my goodness, Deb. You're my new best friend.
I'm glad you did that because it helps for our next step. Now, let's use the caption AI. You're going to like this.
Do you hear me? I'm like,
Oh, yes. So this is ChatGPT built into the system. So that's the mechanism that this is using. You can choose which versions you want it to write for. So it'll write a Facebook and Instagram. It'll be slightly different for the audience.
oh,
Yeah, now you got it. It's going to create a different one for each.
okay. Set a tone.
You can use the other when other is a tone. If you have a personality trait or something that you want confident or sincere, those are some of the words I've used under the other tab. This is just how many choices you want to have to choose from. So 3 is usually pretty good. It'll generate up to 10, but that's a lot to look at.
Right.
But you can also include hashtags. It'll find relevant hashtags and save tons of time, and then emojis.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Now you've got this window and it's got all 3 options. So if you like one best, you can see the different versions for LinkedIn and Facebook.
Just saved my life. Damn.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. You make me so happy.
I'm so
I'm going to cry.
I'm about to cry. I'm about to cry. Like, this is a game changer.
It is.
This is a game changer for so many reasons, mainly because, oh my God, yeah, I just, okay. Okay.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Okay. So when I do that, I'm going to save these, right?
Mhm.
Because I have one for Instagram, one for Facebook, and one for
Well,
LinkedIn.
okay, so here's what you're doing. When you save all 3, it's going to create 3 new captions that you can use. Like if you had the recycle, it would do all 3. But right now, if you just select one of these, it's going to still populate the Facebook version and the Instagram and the LinkedIn version into a post. Just like you did, you had a custom one for each one. So you can select that, whichever one you want. But if you just save that caption, I'll show you what happens. So you can click there and add your own always tag on Instagram, like with your right there. And if you want to go to LinkedIn now, the LinkedIn version, it's slightly written differently, but this has saved that unique caption for each of these attached to this post.
So here's my question. Before that, when we generated the content and I said all three of them because they all read differently, it sounded like based on the platform, they would read differently.
Yeah.
So is it possible then to be able to highlight all of them for the different platforms, kind of like I did before? I know that you said the recycle would be an issue, but if I wanted to keep all three formats or all three posts, can I do that still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So like the Caption AI, I think I'm understanding. So click on the Caption AI again. And if we wanted to recreate what we did and keep all three, it would just add those as the other three additional captions
Okay.
in the lower box. Does that make sense? We'll just do it. Try another version of this.
Um,
So
so
now these are the three that you've been given this time. They're slightly different, probably. It still has three different versions for each platform. If you choose all three of them, it'll save all three versions into. Right. So now
now that
you've got the new four captions to choose from, and each of the four captions are unique to each platform.
yes, yes.
Now,
Okay.
right now it's looking at LinkedIn. There you go. So
Okay.
now you can see because the tab above it is highlighting. So, I mean, this is a really good example because we've got so many different captions we've done. Now, if you don't have the recycling turned on and you save this, the first time it posts, it's going to use the version that's in number one. Okay, so that's important to know. So you've got four captions saved connected to this graphic. The one that's on the number one is going to be the one that posts the first time this posts. If you turn on recycling and you scheduled it to post again, it would take them in order. One,
Gotcha.
three, four.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So I want to make sure that first of all, I've read all of them and I've edited them
Right.
accordingly. Okay.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, once that's set, it's super easy to replay this. Like next May, for Mental Health Month, you'll
I
have
love
this
it.
already in the bag. You can just
Yes.
play it again. So
Yes. Okay.